Chris, for y'all, the slow start offensively, what were they doing kind of defensively to make it tough for you guys, and just how important is that on the road, getting a better offensive start?
Yeah, I thought we started slow both offensively and defensively, as a matter of fact. They were very aggressive early in the game, the majority of the game, but especially early. We were catching the ball further out than the play is designed to do so, kind of put us on our heels a little bit. And then offensively, I thought they were really on it as well. I really felt like, unfortunately, it was a classic case of, playing uphill all night long. 8-2, 24-10, down 17 and a half. We cut it to 8, I think, was the closest we ever got, and it wasn't there very long. And, they stretched it out again to double figures, and we were just playing uphill all night long, and that's how it felt, and they did an excellent job.
We'll go to Justin, front row, coach's left.
Chris, obviously 2 tough losses this week against some of the top teams in the conference. What do you feel like the guys learned in this week of play about competing with these types of programs coming off that winning streak?
Well, the first game was when you got a chance to beat a team of that caliber, you got to get it done. And we did. We certainly had some chances. We had some opportunities in the Tuesday game against Kentucky that didn't happen for us. This game, the lesson will be playing against a good team and a great crowd and environment on the road. You got to try to take away the crowd as best you can. And they were, got into the game because the home team played well, and we didn't do our job of, doing anything to quiet them down too much. So just being ready to play all the time, and every possession matters.
Go to Benjamin, second row, coach's right.
You were able to shoot better than 50% there in the second half. Were there some adjustments that you guys made that you think maybe can carry over to the next couple games coming up here?
Gosh, I don't know. We just ran better offense. We tried to get into some 2-man games in the side with Guard and Tolu. They were switching some, and thought we could maybe get the switch and throw it inside and play through that, and that worked for a little bit. We had to increase our tempo in the second half because of obvious reasons. We were down too far to really stick to our game plan of trying to make it more of a possession game, and that certainly didn't work in the first half. But we played better. But more importantly, the lesson was that what I told them after the game was that they took the fight to us to start the game, and they were more physical than us. And kudos to Coach Burrow and the staff and his players. I haven't said that very often all year long with our team, but I told them the truth. I always tell them the truth, and that was the truth, that they took the fight to us. And that can't be the case, that the way our team is put together and the way our roster is constructed. And I got to take some of the blame. We've been playing a certain ball screen coverage the last 2 or 3 games prior to this one, and we actually switched it back to how we played against Auburn when we beat them at home, and it wasn't as aggressive. And they took advantage of it. In the second half, we switched to what we've been doing recently to be more aggressive, and that helped us in defense as well.
Go back to Steph in the middle, second row.
Chris, we saw you guys obviously respond from that 3-6 start, an SEC play to have the winning streak. How much do you feel like that experience gives you the trust in your players to kind of be able to flush this week as you go into important 2-game stretch to close the regular season?
Well, we'll find out shortly. Doesn't matter what I think will happen. We've got 2 more games before we head to Nashville, and obviously we've been talking back home about the 40-minute game, in the season. Like we're in the last 5 minutes of our game, if you use the analogy of our season, and the opportunities, go away quickly, and we've got to win some games. We've got to win some games. That's the bottom line. And obviously, the last 4 games of our SEC schedule is like the first 4. It's tough. They're great opportunities, but if you don't take advantage of them, they're just lost opportunities.
Couple more, we'll go back to Justin.
Chris, going off that, just how important is regaining some of that momentum this last week before postseason play starts for you guys?
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about momentum heading into postseason play. I'm just more concerned of winning basketball games. That's kind of where we're at. Each game is very, very important. It's crucial to where we're at and where we're trying to do and what our goals are for the season. And our whole focus will just be on trying to get ready for Wednesday.
Steph, wrap us up.
no secret that Josh is obviously at the top of, a lot of team scouting reports at this point, of the season. How have you kind of felt that he's handled different defenses and different pressures that he's seen, especially a team like Auburn that's playing him for a second time?
They obviously were giving him a ton of attention. He's 1 for 6 at halftime with a couple turnovers. I thought they sped him up a little bit, which doesn't happen very often. And obviously Josh is a big-time player, but like all players, like I don't care if you're a 10-year vet, you got things to learn. You got things to use, experiences that you've been through to help make you better. And I think Josh is obviously understands the game and understands that he's got to get better. He's got to learn from how different people defend him, and because of his stature, etc. He's got to be careful sometimes when they speed him up and he tries to get all the way to the rim when there's a bunch of size waiting for him, and then you just got to make sure he takes care of the basketball. But we talked about him obviously all year long, and he still found a way to help us have a chance to get back in the game in the second half. It just wasn't quite enough for our team.
Thank you, guys.